Ever since I can remember, the jump squat with about 20 to 30% of your squat max has been part of my programs when training athletes. I believe that it's one of the simplest and most effective way of increasing lower body power, being able to produce a high level of force at fast speeds. It's also low technique, so it's not like the Olympic lifts who need a fairly long learning curve. Now, remember, this is the end of the jumping progression. Just because it's the cool exercise or it's the most powerful one doesn't mean you can start there. You have to go through the whole progression we saw in the previous capsule before you have the right to do that exercise. You must be able to use the right muscle, create rigidity on landing. If you can't create rigidity when landing with only your body weight, how can you create rigidity when landing with 30% of your squat max on your shoulder? It's impossible, right? But once you are at the required level, you can start to work these movements into your training. So first, we're going to see the progression steps that you do when doing a loaded jump squat. So you're going to grab the bar on your shoulders. Now, the way you set up, it's the same as if you were setting up for a squat. So you want the grip to be strong, so grab the bar hard. You want the upper back here to be tight, so as if I'm trying to pinch my finger with the shoulder blades, and I'm trying to compress my body to activate the lats. Then I'm creating maximum tension in the abdominals, and I'm screwing my feet in the floor, grabbing the floor with my toes. And she's gonna drop down into a quarter squat or half squat, and pause from that position, just like we did earlier, then 50% jump. Up, and then, landing. Up. Don't bend too far forward. Yeah. Up. Better. One more. That's it. Break. So that's the first step. So she get in that position. The goal of having her hold the position before jumping has one purpose. It's to tell my body, these are the muscles I want to use when jumping. Because if I only, it's the principle of first tension. The muscle that contracts first is the muscle that will do most of the work during an exercise. So if I'm actively contracting my glutes, hamstrings, and quads, then all of these muscles will participate. If I just use my quads to go down, then I'm only using 30% of the muscles involved in the movement. That's why I'm holding that position. It's not so much the hold that is important, is that the hold allows me to create tension in the muscles I want to use when jumping. So same thing, 3 reps, and hop, stand up. Reset on every rep, go down, create tension, jump, land, stand up, relax, create tension, hop. That's it, good. So that's the first step with pauses. Now we'll do the same progression we used when doing the depth jump. The first rep, when you land, short pause, then long pause, then short pause, then no pause. That's it. Good. Not bad. On the last rep, you didn't create enough tension. You were a bit soft, so when she landed on that last rep, she crumbled a bit under the load. Barely noticeable, but it was there. And it's easier to see with a barbell than when she just do regular jumps, because now she has 45 pounds pushing her down, so she has to produce more rigidity. So we'll do the same thing, and on that last rep, really focus on staying hard. Better, good. All right, you can put the bar down. It's a good stretching exercise. Scarecrow stretch. So these are the step-by-step toward learning to be able to do jump squats. Now, that having been said, I'm going to show you some, well, actually, technically, she's going to show you. I'm just going to talk. We're going to show you different variations of the jump squat depending on what you're trying to accomplish. The first one is the one we've been doing so far. It's a jump squat from a static position. So she's going to do 3 reps starting from a pause position. With the bar. So about 2 seconds pause. Hop. Hop. Not too low. Hop. Hop. That's it. All right. That's very good for athletes needing to produce lots of acceleration from a static position. A sprinter, a defensive lineman in football, for example, would be a good example. I could even make that exercise more sport specific by having her start either on a visual cue or an auditory one. So for example, you're going to jump when you hear my hands clap. So go in a low position. That's it. So if I'm a sprinter that needs to react to an auditory signal, that helps me decrease my reaction time at the same time as I'm increasing power. If I'm somebody who needs to react to a visual cue, I could do the same thing. So what she starts when I move my hands, for example. All right. Second variation, if I want to increase more sprinting speed, I will link the jumps together. So you don't pause on the bottom, you just jump straight up. Let's do 5. That's it. More specific to the actual act of running, because I'm going from eccentric to concentric really, really rapidly in length. Normally when you do that variation, each jump is a bit less powerful than the one we did earlier, but the ground contact is shorter, which teaches you how to rebound faster when you're jumping. The last variation is to maximize power. You're going to start from a standing position, and imagine you're doing a vertical jump. So just go down and back up. Then you land, reset on every rep. So 3 reps. Exactly. Faster down. Boom, boom. Ah, that's it. That's it. One more. Boom, boom. That's it. Good. You can take the bar down. A good way to know if an athlete is fast twitch dominant or not is how she or he is doing her vertical jump or his vertical jump. Not so much the height, but what the jump looks like. If the person naturally has to dip down low to jump high, you know that person is likely slow twitch dominant. If they take a very, very quick dip, then they're probably fast twitch dominant. So oftentimes it's not just the measure that the person is able to jump, it's the actual way they look when they're jumping. So these are some variation of the jump squats and how to progress to be able to do them.